Not looking good at all whatsoever for this pathetic person. She did the unthinkable with her children, surrogate invisible, and also the husband is doing exactly the same level of evil towards the surrogate invisible children. And I will break it down all for you what they did, the unthinkable one. But before I do that, I just want to actually share with you this particular particular piece. Report surfaced regarding recent news about Sperry and Nutmeg potentially relocating their family to the United Kingdom while maintaining separate residences. Now, maintaining separate residences is something that is not looking good on them. Because when you have children, you should be with them. You should not be abandoning them in order for you to make more money. Royal commentators or royal observers argue that this arrangement signals a shift in their marriage from a relationship to a business-like separation. Experts discuss reports that the couple is planning a long-term return to the UK so their children, surrogate invisible Archie Lily, can attend school there. Now, this is the problem. When they say or try to spin a narrative like they can attend school there, what Nutmeg and her camp is trying to tell us is that they still care about the children, surrogate invisible children. But in all reality, this is not a caring parent. Whether they gave birth to them, biologically or not, it doesn't matter. When you have these children with you, showing them, using them for your own business ventures, you cannot just all of a sudden abandon them. No, not at all. So this is the problem. You see, with the evil they are committing, it is suggested that Sperry will act as a full-time parent in the UK while Nutmeg continues to manage business interest in California. How does that even work? I have no idea. The mom is going to live in a different country than the father, and the father will raise the kids. Like, they want to have the best of both worlds, but in the process, they're going to be losing everything, every single thing. They will lose the relationship between Nutmeg and Sperry, and also they will lose the kids. Everything will just be gone. It doesn't work that way. Analysts express strong disapproval of this arrangement, asserting that living on separate continents will put an irreparable strain on their marriage, and claiming it is a form of selfish parenting. Now, selfish parenting, when were they actually cared about anybody? Never. It never happened. So why we are talking all of a sudden selfish parenting? Yeah, it doesn't really make much of a difference because they had always been this way. Analysts speculate about the financial burden of maintaining multiple properties across continents and questions the viability of their business ventures. Now, let me talk to you this parents' role in a second, what kind of role they're going to be playing. But I just want to actually share with you this particular commentary, and you can see for yourself what they're saying here, because what these experts, these commenters are saying should actually raise a alarm.
And I was having a look, Maureen. They are reportedly hoping to have the best of both worlds as private royals plus when they head back to Britain. Now, a source has told the Sunday Times that the best case for the couple is to be able to remain private but also make public appearances with other working royals. However, the source said it's an uphill battle given, of course, the strained relations between Harry and his older brother, Prince William. Maureen, though, firstly, before I ask you about the family dynamics, why do
No, it doesn't matter how personal they want to become or what they want to do with the rest of the royal family members. The royal family members will never ever help or even come close to them.
you think they're moving back? Why are they, up and leaving the US after being obsessed with Montecito? What is behind this?
Well, it's so interesting you ask because that's the main question, right? That's what we've all been obsessed with. Why? What is the inciting event? We just spoke to Lady Colin Campbell, who is incredibly well sourced, and she says there are several factors at play. There is Harry's alleged reported other woman who is American, who is on the West Coast of the country, who clearly Meghan would like to create some distance. Allegedly, Meghan knows about this other woman having found incriminating texts on Harry's phone. Then there is money. They are out of it. The deals are done. They have dried up. Netflix has said.
Okay, so just to clarify one thing, Lady C never said Harry was having an affair. Just to make it clear, because otherwise there are reports where it says that Sperry and Nutmeg, especially for Nutmeg, she's coming after Lady C. She is planning to sue her. Lady C did not say he was having an affair. What she said, as this particular woman also said, is that he received text. Okay, Harry received a lot of text from this other woman, and she is terrified. Nutmeg is terrified that Sperry is losing interest in her.
Thank you, but for the time being, we are done. A judge in the UK has just ordered Harry and his co-claimants to make their first payment to the publisher of the Daily Mail, in a case they launched and lost, of $13 million US by Friday.
Wow, by Friday. So again, this is becoming a nightmare situation for all of them. Now, how does the Royal Observers describe the children's role? So they express significant concern regarding how the children, Archie and Lily, are being factored into their parents' reported living arrangement. They argue that the children are essentially being separated from one parent to facilitate their parents' conflicting priorities and individual goals. Observers argue that the move is not in the best interest of the children and characterizes the separation as selfish parenting. They frequently suggest that because the parents will be living apart or focusing on different work, the children will likely be raised primarily by nannies rather than by Sperry and Nutmeg themselves. Again, we have to understand here that these kids, the surrogate invisible children, how they will be raised, who will be raising them, I don't think it really matters for Sperry and Nutmeg. Had they been their biological parents, they would not have abandoned their kids. That's my point. Royal observers assert that the children will face an immense strain due to their mother living on a separate continent. They also express doubt about Sperry's vision of a traditional family life where he is a full-time hands-on father, questioning whether the children will truly benefit from this dynamic. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that the children will not be benefited from any of these things. In other words, what I said on my thumbnail, that it's over, I really mean it. It's over, because at this point there is no coming back from this.
I doubt Harry has that money at the ready. Thirdly, less sexy, but very much reportedly the reason Harry's visa is in real trouble.
Yep.
It's being investigated currently by the feds. He allegedly lied on his visa application, that is the thinking, in saying he's not a drug user, has never used drugs. In Spare, he wrote quite a bit about his drug intake, his drug use, and the reporting is that Harry was tipped off. Harry and Meghan were tipped off that whatever the consequences would be, and that can range from anything from deportation out of the US, which would be a complete humiliation, to being charged with lying on his visa application, and that carries a penalty of up to 5 years in federal prison. I mean, they take this stuff very, very, very seriously in the U.S. It would explain, Danica,
So, of course, she summed it up very nicely about this move back to the UK, why they will do so, how they will do so, and the fact that these duplicitous duos are absolutely terrified of what is coming ahead of them. I'll give you guys more updates. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. I have some comments here. Thank you so much.